Live, as per usual. I feel like I should stand up. I don't want to sit down. I sat down for 13 fucking hours. I don't want to sit down anymore. But I could lay down, but I'm not going to lay down with you guys because that's gay. So there was a video. A guy started out on the phone talking to his boy laying in the bed. I'm like, yo, gay. You don't do that. Thank you, Dobie. Thank you, Black Wolf, Prep to Adapt, Dan Phillips, Raccoon Eyes, let's go. Thank you for the 5x5, guys. Appreciate it. Patty S, Carolina, thank you for the 5x5. 20 War, Child, Nora, Spirit, Countess, excuse me, Deanna, Elaine, thank you for the 5x5. No Juan, No More, J No More, thank you for the 5x5. Bad Botter, thank you for the 5x5. Murder Lizard, thank you for the 5x5. Lori, No Sense, Eric, Kathy, Cook, thank you for the 5x5. Oh, Calamity Girl, thank you for the 5x5, excuse me. Bear, Sean, thank you for the 5x5. Single Dad, yeah, we were talking about it today, earlier, about Iran being under attack, or rather that Israel was going to have precision attacks on Iran. And if Israel is an all-out attack with Iran right now, who else was that? They attacked Lebanon. Did they attack Syria? I can't keep track of this shit. Kathy said, where are you tonight? I am in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Tennessee, North Carolina line would be the better area if you can find a good piece of land. Carolina, I'm pretty sure I could. There is a lot of land for sale up there. That shouldn't be a problem. But I'm going to start looking into it. You know what's a bad idea? Because I did it today. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it again. Driving and eating at the same time. And not just driving, but driving at a high rate of speed. Not that I almost lost control of the car or anything like that, because I didn't, because I'm fucking too cool for that shit. That's not the point. The point is that when you're trying to like pick pickles off your sandwich and drive, that's where the problem becomes a problem. I'm sitting there driving and like holding the sandwich between my leg, picking the pickles off with one hand, steering the car with my legs. Don't do that. That is dumb. I think it's a Bowling Green Police. Yuck. Yuck. Anyway, so guys, everything going on with the election. So said that is dumb. Yeah, it is. It's stupid, but whatever. We all do stupid shit from time to time. I'm just a little more constant about it. So, Kamala Harris holds a press conference. Pick pickles. Yeah, pick pickles. Pickles on my pickles. So anyway, Kamala Harris holds a press conference. This bitch hasn't held a press conference for anything else. Not about, receiving the nominations to run from Joe Biden. None of that shit. This lunatic decides that she's going to hold a press conference so that she could talk about some hearsay shit she got from John Kelly, who used to be Trump's chief of staff, if I'm not mistaken. So, of course, guys, she sits there with a podium. I think she was at the White House. Mic, people, news coverage. And she's talking about how Trump wanted officers like Hitler had. And this is coming from John Kelly. Meanwhile, there's no audio proof. There's no video. I have to admit, I can see Trump saying that. I can absolutely see him saying that. The point to the video is that she didn't hold a press conference for anything else. She hasn't talked about why and how she's going to change America and how she's going to help America. But this bitch got a podium and fucking TV time to sit there and go, Trump wants German Nazi soldiers? I'm like, bitch, he didn't say that. And there's no proof of him saying that. Not that he didn't say it, there's no proof of him saying it. Right? And then they go right back to the whole, oh, he wants to be a dictator. He wants to be a dictator with drilling and closing the border. That's it. That's all he said. He didn't say, I want to be a dictator of America and change everything. He said 2 things he was going to be a dictator on. 2. So now she's out there talking about the German soldier thing that Trump wants because she heard it from a guy that heard it from him. That's called hearsay. If I'm not mistaken, that's what hearsay is. I could be wrong. But anyway, my point is there's no proof. 0. Meanwhile, allegations of child touching is going on with Tim Walz, radio silence. And the person who Tim Walz touched came out about this. Radio silence. But let's talk about something that he possibly heard from Trump. So anyway, all of that to be said, guys, is that now that she said this, the Democratic Party is echoing this throughout the entire campaign now because she's losing on everything else. She lost on the Joe Rogan interview. She was supposed to have an interview with Joe Rogan, and she backed out of that, as I knew she would, because she is not smart enough to be on a TV show with Joe Rogan, or podcast, with Joe Rogan. She can't. She's too stupid for that. So, of course, now she backs out of that. She looks like a coward. She has no talking points. CNN torched her. That town hall that she had torched, that interview she had with the black guy with glasses, I forgot what that was. They edited it to make her not look stupid, but then the editing that they found, the editing that they did still made her look stupid. And they were trying to make her look less stupid. And she still looked ultra stupid. So her campaign is suffering. Joe Biden is not backing her because he can't. I think he's still thinking about ice creams and kittens and shit. I don't know, man. Something's amiss with this whole election. Right? Something's up with this whole election because how do you have a moron running for president? There were other Democratic candidates that were way better than Kamala Harris. And not saying that I agree with any of them, but they were still smarter than her. A fucking bag of chips blowing in the wind is smarter than her right now. Biden was running around today on camera. Doing what? The whole thing is staged. What do you mean the whole thing? Everything's staged? The whole election? Yeah. Did you see Biden running today? No, I didn't. Clone. Biden was running today? David said I told you that months ago. David, what did you tell me months ago? David, you tell me so many things. How am I to keep track of all of the shit you say? What did you tell me months ago? I'm pretty sure whatever you told me months ago that I'm saying, you're right, but can you elaborate? Biden running was hilarious. Yes, Biden running was hilarious. I guess I'll watch that. I don't want to. But, so, again, guys, the Democratic Party is in desperate mode. They are on high alert right now. They don't know what to do. Because every time Kamala Harris opens her mouth, it's just another vote gone. Or a few hundred gone. Because I've never heard anybody talk as stupidly as she does. Again, when CNN torched her on national TV, and they didn't mean to, because she was stupid enough to allow herself to get torched. She didn't have any answers. She said that she had to go back and study policies. I'm like, bitch, you were put in the office. That was your one job. Your one job. And she goes, I have to research it again, as I always do. I like to study things, and I like to study them over and over again. That is not an answer. What are you going to do about the migrant problem? Well, first of all, I got to study the policies and then make sure that they're all fed well and have places to go before I look into the policies of migration. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And that's what she sounds like. Elizabeth G. There's no way she was a prosecutor. Unless she was double fisting judges, there was no way she was a prosecutor. Like zero. She is done. Now, listen, to be fair, in her heyday, she could have been a prosecutor. Now thinking about it, she could have been a prosecutor, but there's something called wet brain. And that's when you drink too much and it turns your brain to mush. It's not, I don't think it's not a scientific term. It's more of a layman's term for like an early set of Alzheimer's from drinking too much, right? So they call it wet brain. At least we call it wet brain. And I think that's what she has. I think, and that's why they try to keep shifting gears to Trump being mentally unsound, because Kamala Harris is. Now, I was listening to Kamala Harris while driving on somebody else's show, and because I'm not looking and I'm listening, her speech is slurred. If you close your eyes and listen to her talk, she has slurred speech. She's like, that's alcoholism. She has the fucking telltale signs of alcoholism. The bitch is a drunk. Too much pink Coke. That too, but she is undoubtedly a drunk. I would bet my paycheck. There was something else she did, and she had a movement in her, like she was ready to lose her balance. She was standing at a podium somewhere, and she was like, I don't know if she was going to get in a martial arts stance, or she was just woozy, but she did that drunk sway. And it's the sway we all recognize from those of us that either drank too much or used to fucking work at bars. We know what that sway looks like, and that's what she was doing, the sway. Get the best theories ever. Well, again, Stephanie, they're just theories. I could be wrong. I mean, a broken clock is right twice a day. Not saying that I'm right. I'm just saying, you know. Let's see, where are we? The sway is from the wine. Whatever it is, she's an alcoholic. You know, a drug addict? I don't know, but definitely an alcoholic. I would bet my paycheck on it. That's a lot of reasons why she shut down a lot of talks, a lot of events. I mean, listen, when she comes out there and they ask her a question, she goes, "You kidding me? You know, I used to be a small child and I was a brown kid and yada yada yada." And apparently she's not black at all. Apparently her 23andMe came back unblacked. That didn't sound right. No black in her. That didn't sound right either. No African American cultural bloodlines. Jesus. Anyway, that's according to Candace Owens. So again, guys, I take a lot of shit I hear with a grain of salt. I don't jump on a bandwagon. I'm like, see, I got to see it for myself, you know. But Candace is exposing her. I don't like Candace Owens. I don't like, and there's a reason why I don't like them. There is a internal fighting between her, Shapiro, and I don't like Shapiro either. But these people, these right-winger speakers, they are crabs in a barrel. They drag one another down. Her and Ben Shapiro had some kind of beef. I'm not sure what it was, nor do I give a fuck. But then you have Officer Tatum, who's like, yo, Candace Owens is my girl, and you know, I know Shapiro. Meanwhile, I probably met Shapiro for like 10 seconds, and all of a sudden he knows her. I don't like any of those people. I don't trust them. I don't trust people like Shapiro, Candace Owens, because I liked them in the beginning. But then I started looking at what they were saying in the speech patterns they were using, and I'm like, I have this bad feeling, guys, that these right-wingers are going to flip and slowly start interjecting either wokeism or some Chinese bullshit, some Chinese propaganda. Something is coming out of these people, because Ben Shapiro did something with John F. Kennedy, and stating how John F. Kennedy wasn't assassinated by multiple shooters, it was one, and like all of these things that were debunked, and he repeated. And I'm like, why did he do that? And why did he pick JFK assassination out of all things to talk about? So, of course, that just didn't sit right with me. It felt off. And I think, guys, a lot of these people are going to slowly start interjecting some kind of propaganda bullshit. And again, I don't trust them as well. So, Being that I don't trust any of them, I do listen to them. I do take what they say into account, and then I do my own research because, like I said, I don't trust them. Somebody said Shapiro's a paid oppie. I think he is, but I also think Candace Owens is. I think that's why they went after each other. LBJ. And there's new theories about JFK assassination now. All kinds of shit. Saying that the Secret Service guy shot him. Like, what? Like, all kinds of crazy shit's coming out now. Like, now, because no one can solve it, they got all the aliens. They shot him from space. Why don't we just throw that in there, you know? Why don't we, like a fat, naked Rosie O'Donnell, travel back in time and popped one in his head now? Like, why don't you just go on that fucking rant? Like, some of the shit that people say don't make any sense. And some of the shit they say they do. I want to stay at fucking Hilton, man. Fuck this place. Anyway. Hold the mental image. Well, you know, you didn't have to really view it. But anyway, guys, none of it's looking good. None of it's looking good. I just think that we have too many things working against us. Again, you got the Shapiro opposition. You have, I think, Candace Owens is in opposition as well. I think that's why, like I said before, they didn't get along. I think, what's his name? Officer Tatum, which I don't know why he calls himself Officer Tatum no more. He's not a fucking cop, so he just call himself Tatum. You know, Tatum Live or some shit. Stop calling yourself officer. You're not a cop anymore, fucko. That's like me calling myself a firefighter after I retire. The angry firefighter. Anyway, definitely some bullshit going on, that's for sure. And the information, guys, we're getting from everyone, I hate to say it, but I think everyone is lying. And that's a bad place to be, and that's a bad way to think, because if we think everybody's lying, then who the fuck are we going to believe? That's why I don't want to go down that road, but I'm slowly going down that road. I'm slowly starting to see, maybe this is all a lie, man. Maybe this is all a joke. This is one giant fucking joke. Because none of it's making sense. One side is lying about this, the next side is lying about that. There is the truth. People don't want to hear the truth because the truth pisses everyone off. I like hearing the truth. I like hearing the truth about myself more than I do about the shit going on. Because the shit going on, man, there's truth out there people can't handle. There's shit about the Holocaust people will not be able to handle. There's shit about the Civil War, Vietnam, people won't be able to handle. Desert Storm, Operation Enduring Freedom. There's truth about a lot of that shit people will not be able to handle. Truth about Hitler, truth about George Washington and Lincoln. There's so many truths out there people will not be able to handle. It's why we accept the lies. Because it's easier to accept the lie than to dig deep and find out the truth about this thing. What about the giant humans? There's the truth about that. Apparently they found a ton of them, and the government, world governments, made those bones disappear. They found a giant fucking cutting knife. Anyway. But, I mean, there's so many truths out there. What are we going to believe? Google censorship. I said that before. You will cry some of the truths out there. Listen, man, you might... Again, what about the truth about aliens? What about the truth about God? What if we were God's mistake, and he's entertaining us, or we're entertaining him rather? Right? What if the Bible was written by aliens? That would fucking crush a lot of people, if that was true. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying if that was true. Right? The 10-foot humans or 15-foot humans, they were put here as guardians for the human race, supposedly, and we turned on them. That's why there's none left. And that's why you see a lot of those books and TV shows and movies about humans fighting giants. Well, because the giants were either guardians of us or overseers of us, some shit like that. Overseers of us, and then we banished them. There's also that. Like I said, guys, this could all be made up. Right? This could be the fucking Matrix. Right? We could be sleeping somewhere. There's a lot of things, guys, that we would not be able to handle. And listen, there are some truths out there that I have to say this. If people found out certain things to be true, certain things to not be true, there would be mass suicides around the world. That much I know. And one truth in particular would have a lot of people end themselves. What's this guy doing? You guys walking back and forth in the street. Almost got hit by Domino's car. And I would have ran over there and got me a slice of pizza by helping out with his trauma. But anyway. Giants are in the Bible. I've heard that before. I haven't read into that yet. But I know that they were here as either overseers or guardians. I can't remember. I think it was overseers. I think that's why they were banished by us. But anyway, not the point. The point, guys, is that there is so much truth out there. It's insane. It's insane, and we're lied about we're lied about everything. The Egyptians, they lied for centuries about the enemies knocking on their doors to get to their people, and they scared their citizens with this lie for centuries. They scared us recently. They scared the world with a lie about Mr. 19, telling us how we were going to die if we got it. They lied to us about an arm ticket that was supposed to save the world, and it didn't. No one's dying from Mr. 19 anymore. The earth is flat. That's not a truth. Though, when I look at the sky and I watch rainbows, I go, how in the fuck is the earth flat if the rainbows are, like, if everything is art? I don't want to get into that. The flat theory is the dumbest theory. Though, if it was true, would I change my mind and be like, would I like commit suicide? No, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, the earth is flat. Wouldn't do that. I'd just be like, all right, it's flat. Big deal. But it's not. We can't prove that. Chris C., what can't we prove? Would you guys fucking elaborate when you type this shit? Because by the time I see it, I said some shit 5 minutes ago. So you got to elaborate, like lead into it or some shit. Be like, we can't prove giants exist or whatever it was. A disc is round. Oh, okay. A disc is round. Power and greed, 1988 theory. Again, Lori, you gotta elaborate on the 1988 theory. Is that the time jump theory? Because there is that theory that's been going around now, that we made time jumps or we jump into different timelines often enough. That is why we suffer deja vu. And I suffered a heavy deja vu a couple weeks ago. I mean, heavy to the point where I knew what was going to happen next. And there's a theory on that. These nuts theories. I like that theory. But there's a lot of theories out there, guys. There's a lot of facts, truths out there. There's a lot of lies. A lot. Event Horizon. Yeah, Johnny 308. The giant bones all over the place. My shirt is a Trump shirt. That's Donald Trump. And on the back, hopefully you guys can see it. On the back, it says Firefighters for Trump. So, of course, I have to wear it in the city to piss people off because it's my forte. And again, I'm not a big Trump fan, but I am a big fan of pissing off the left. That's what I like doing. It's my thing. I smell fire now. So, oh, did it just drop? I gotta listen to it. Definitely gotta listen to it. Well, Google censorship. There was no smell, and now there's smell, and it's 10:30 at night. So what the fuck are they barbecuing at 10:30 at night? I mean, it smells like cooking fire. Excuse me, not fire, cooking fire. But it's really fucking strong. That's why I'm looking around like, where the fuck did it come from? Like, who's firing up a barbecue grill now? Unless there's a barbecue spot around here somewhere, and maybe they're uh, the meat. They're cooking the meat now. Slow cook, slow burn, right? Slow cooking of the meat. Well, the Diddy thing and the White House and the Diddy thing and all the other politicians are starting to connect. That's not looking good for a lot of people. Here's the problem with the whole Diddy mess, guys. We are never going to hear about that mess. We're not. We're not going to hear about the people connected. They might throw us one little bullshit small bone, but they're not going to tell us the heavy hitters that are connected to it. It's just never going to happen. We got our hopes up for nothing. We were all excited about this dropping because it was getting worse. I know Diddy had accusations of a 9-year-old and accusation of a 13-year-old. The problem with those two is that they're civil suits and not criminal suits. And civil suits, guys, always mean, 9 times out of 10, always means that they're about the money. They're always about the money. So again, I'm always wary of shit like that. You know? Right, that's the problem. It's a money suit. Like if it was a legit, I mean, maybe the statute of limitations are up on both of them. That's why it's a civil suit, I guess. But should have made it a criminal suit then. Why do Americans have to be so damn nosy? Because we're nosy. And we're nosy because we're Americans, and we're Americans because we're nosy. That made no sense. But anyway. I wanted to go to the store after this. I'm not going to the store. Fuck that noise. I'm going to walk over to the mart over here, see if there's a robbery in progress, stop that, and then get some half and half. I'm not getting my car driving a mile down the road. Though it's a lot less traffic now. I'll get some later. The nose knows. Yeah. But anyway, I'm going to call this quits in a couple minutes, about 3 minutes, to make it an even half hour. Guys, all we got to do is be careful of the bullshit, right? There was a new accusation on Trump, some chick, right? He touched or some shit like that. I'm like, really? Dude? You're coming out with this lame ass. You're coming out with this lame ass sexual assault allegation. Get the fuck out of here. A couple weeks before the election, she had 8 years to come out with this shit. And a couple weeks before the election, she's like, Trump sexually assaulted me. No, bitch, you're lying. Simple. I mean, like, I accused you. Pikachu. It's insanity. Was it from 30 years ago? Did Deanna Walters, the other one, she looked like a younger girl, like it happened recently. I don't know when it happened, but I'm just like, they're releasing it now. Like now you're coming out with this bullshit. Like, yo, enough already. We see through the bullshit. And the problem, guys, the problem with these false allegations of sexual assault is that it damages it for everyone else who has gone through the shit. The claim is from 1992. Okay. So, oh yeah, that's a long time ago. So now if this actually happened, or somebody else steps forward, you're not going to believe them because you had fucking a gaggle of liars. Fucking people like, oh, he touched my clit. Oh, he kissed me. Or the other one, I didn't like the way he kissed me. So that's sexual assault? What? You kissed him, but you don't like the way he kissed you back, so it's sexual assault? I never heard of such a thing, man. It is dumb, dumb, dumb. I feel dumber right now for even entertaining all the sexual allegations that come up. She said with Epstein. She's now he's connect. Now they're trying to connect him to Epstein. Get the fuck out of here. Hillary Bill. My God, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. But Bill Clinton had pictures with this man and women sitting on his lap and radio silence. Trump shook his hand and they're like, see, look at that. And I get it. Clinton's not running for president. I understand that. But still, it's stupid. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go to bed now. I'm tired. I got a speaking thing tomorrow, and then I'm at the festival all day tomorrow, just walking around, minding other people's business, talking to people, and having a good time. So other than that, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate it as always. I will see you guys back in New York Tuesday for the doubleheader. All right, guys? Good night, and thank you.